Well, thank you for joining us here on a very active Wednesday. I'm Marlon Bowling, your tour guide to the ag commodities, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's take a look here at our grain market activity with quotes provided by Bar Chart. So let's start here with the corn. Corn, if you recall, we started out under pressure today. We were down several cents. Now we're up 1 3/4 pennies on December at 6.84 3/4. Had been as high as 6.86 1/4. Anyway, we're not quite there right now. Soybeans, we had big losses in soybeans earlier, and now November is quoted at 13.74 1/4. Well, now we're still down, but we're only down 9 cents. We had been down roughly about 18 or 19 cents, maybe even a little more than that at one point. January down 8 3/4, but it has been coming back here quite a bit here in just the last 15 minutes. Now let's take a look at wheat. Now in Chicago, all of a sudden they're off and running in Chicago wheat. December 13.5 higher at 916.5. In the Kansas City market, look at December wheat here. We're trading at 10.05 1/4. Well, that's up 16.5 cents. And in the spring wheat market here, you have the December contract 16 higher, and you have it trading at 9.92 1/4 on that December contract. Why is it so impressive? Because you have the U.S. dollar index 1,464 points higher. December futures at 111.450 right now. Just a massive gain in the value of the U.S. dollar, and the wheat showing double-digit gains. Well, let's go to Todd Bubba Horwitz. Maybe he can explain that one. That's a fairly impressive move in the wheat today.
I think we're going a lot higher. I think the path of least resistance is higher. I think, again, we have to take in everything into consideration. The higher interest rates, which are going to bring more input costs. Everything is going up. These grains have not really kept pace recently. And I think what you're going to see is a much bigger rally. And every time they've tried to push them down, they find the support level and then they charge them higher. I mean, soybeans are really just stuck in a big consolidation swing between $13.50 and $15. We're at the lower end of the range. I'm certain we'll go up and test the upper end and probably go through it. There's there's so many things happening that should only create higher prices, but because of the lack of real action and the real volume in markets right now, they're easier to push one way or the other for the time being. But I think that, a lot of people are trying to position long, and you've got some funds trying to push lower to get long.
Todd, doesn't China almost necessarily have to return to our export market, though? I mean, we just haven't heard much in the way of flash sales here lately. They're getting kind of deep into the calendar here to not be buying anything.
Again, there's always those unknown destination kind of orders. There's a lot of funny business that goes on throughout these things, but at the end of the day, Marlon, there's going to be a demand, and we are the supplier because there is basically a worldwide shortage. And we're getting towards the mid-range of harvest or towards the end of harvest right now, and we're not getting the production that we thought we were going to get. So I think that when we come to real demand, I think you're going to see a race to get these, and I think that's what will really be the end and push these prices higher.
Also, sometimes you can get a little spillover impact here on things like soybean oil and corn from the crude oil trade, and it's higher too today. It has lifted well off of its earlier low, so November crude 95 cents higher now. We're at 87.47 per barrel, and that's about exactly $2 off of its earlier low of the day. We're not very far from our high of the day now on the energy market. And on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, well, after 2 days rocketing higher, today it's setting back a little bit. We're down basically about 400 points and back below 30,000 now at 29,961. Thanks for joining us here, Todd. Always great information. Look forward to next time, too. Todd Bubba Horwitz of BubbaTrading.com. We'll come back and talk livestock right after this.